So, I've got combat carousel installed. It is hard to drag, unfortunately, if it's under things. I don't know why it's designed that way, but you have to. There's a hamburger, the three-line button on the left. That is how you have to click and drag it, unfortunately,
Oh yeah.
which is often under other things. But if you can grab it, that's how you move it over, so it's not behind other menus. And then if you hit the red die button over your character portrait, it will roll initiative for you.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
We are killing these rolls.
Oh my.
I did.
Right? That's how that goes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, I mean, they did surround you, and they can teleport. So, it kind of makes sense. And we're switching to combat mode. So yeah, it looks like most of them are going to go first. And yeah, so. Yeah, lots of blink darts.
I'm in a dangerous spot.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
And they're just charging straight on it.
I'm going to ask, for everyone else, are there names floating around their screen?
Oh,
Yeah.
It actually shows the cursor where everyone's cursor is.
Ah.
Yeah, it's meant to be like it's signing, oh, hey, here kind of thing. But it can be a little weird, too. So one takes a bite, just running up, panting. They're already panting even before, and they look lathered up. And Rock, one, I don't think it's going to hit. That's 10. That's a miss, yeah?
Yeah, I need to figure out how to navigate this.
No worries.
Armor class 12. Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. Arku, you're up.
Oh, I've still got it paused on my end.
Oh, sorry. I don't have a ton of quality of life stuff added here. Like, I'll be taking hit points off them manually and stuff like that. I just don't like bogging down Foundry too much. But... yeah, there we go. Roll that damage. Nice. Sweet. So yeah, one of them charges the back of your line there and gets right up on Rock. Arku, moving faster, gets to it, and yeah, spear and then butt end of the spear, and it's looking rough already. Rock, you're up.
In reaction, I'm just gonna immediately just slash with my talons.
Awesome.
Attack normal. Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Good instincts there.
You were prepared?
Crit. There we go.
Perfect. Yeah. So you managed to tear into something vital in its throat, and it goes down already. That's down.
Now do I end turn, right? If I'm done.
That's right. Yeah.
But can I can move, right?
Move, and you got a bonus action.
Right. just slightly up this way. Oop, that was too far. That's not where I wanted to go. There we go. Bonus action. I'm gonna use Sanctuary.
Okay. On yourself or?
On Zephyr.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And that will be my turn.
Awesome. Probably a good choice. Because, yeah, they're definitely all heading that direction.
Yeah. Woo.
The good thing about fighting enemies that aren't super smart is they're predictable. The bad thing is they will just swarm you.
Yeah.
So first one. That's an @1 for that one. So that's the end
Nice.
of its turn.
Let's go.
Yeah. Second one. I think that's gonna hit. That's a dirty 20.
Are they
Yeah.
within range of me? Mm,
I would actually, sorry, it has to make a wisdom save, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did.
That's the thing.
DC 13.
That one made it. That was it just rolled a dirty 20 on the wisdom save as well. So
Okay. Yeah.
so damage. That is 4 damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Zephyr.
Okay. Con save. Where are my con saves? It's the... Okay, I can't figure it out on the Forge one. I'll just go through.
If you double click on your character sheet and bring it up, and you can just click on the title of whatever attribute. So, like if you click Constitution, it'll ask whether you want to do ability check or saving throw.
Okay.
You passed, so no problem there. And the last one is going to make... It's an 18 on its wisdom save, so it's gonna...
Well, I tried.
Hey, it's the first one didn't get me.
Yeah.
That's a 12 to hit. Does that hit your armor class?
That will miss.
Hey.
Awesome. So,
Ooh.
all right. And then the ones at the north. Okay, sorry, I just hit a leg pocket and like nothing. I could see all you moving, so I thought my connection was fine. On the map was moving. The EV call was fine. The map, and then all of a sudden it just kicked in all at once. Okay, there we go. And Abby, this one's for you. It's just snapping and snarling and howls.
That should also provoke an attack of opportunity against it.
Hmm?
I have Pole Arm Master, so when it moves into my range.
Yes, it does. And it's going to miss you as well. Yeah. 18 definitely hits. yeah, it comes in and jumps for you, and it ends up taking the damage as you fend it off. Awesome. Last one. You used your reaction, so this one is going to try to bite you as well. And that's a nat 1.
Too wiggly for the blink dogs.
Yeah. And yeah, so now, besides the one that was eliminated very quick, group's a little bit surrounded by snarling, howling, definitely rabid-looking blink dogs. Lucius, you are up.
I have 30 feet of movement, and I wish to move here.
Awesome.
Okay. I am going to spend a sorcery point
Mhm.
and twin spell inflict wounds, one on each dog.
Awesome. Make your rolls.
Mm,
You have advantage on one of them because you're flanking with Zephyr
okay. So
first.
I guess I will D&D Beyond it. So we'll do the advantage one first. 25
Yeah, that hits.
for 9 points of necrotic damage.
Nice.
And then for the other one, 22
Also hits.
for 18 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
As I grab both of their tails and try and rip them off of Zephyr.
So one of them's hurt, but yeah, the second one you get a good hand on and yeah, pump it full of necrotic energy. It's looking really rough. End your turn.
That ends my turn.
So, Abby, you're up.
I'm gonna keep poking at this one in front of me that I poked at already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume the 8 misses.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna front kick it in the face too. So
Yeah, that bonus action go for it.
I lied. I'm gonna try to front kick it. And
Really leer
Oh.
after getting stabbed on its charge and is now
and then can I move between them? Can I fit in between there?
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how to move this token.
If you click it and like select and then hit, you can use arrows, the arrow keys.
It's not letting me select it when I click on it or anything.
That's strange.
Which tool are you on in the top left?
That's yeah,
Got it. Thank you.
that's so easy to do in Foundry. Awesome. That's the end of your turn.
That'll be the end. Yep.
Awesome. Zephyr, you're up.
Okay, which is the more damaged, the one that really got hit?
The one south east of you. Yeah, that one.
That one. Oh, I see. When I highlighted it, says near death.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that must be.
I don't know if anyone here played
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, but I have a module that shows approximate hit points that way.
Okay. It's definitely an interesting dilemma here.
Sanctuary does stay on you as well if you don't attack. If you wanted to do something,
Yeah.
attack, but it breaks something violent.
Is there? Oh, I think I just had it up. Was there a distance limit to the help action?
It's supposed to be in. It's supposed to be adjacent, but I mean, there's an argument to be made that you can. There's certain actions you could take at a distance that would help. So, what are you thinking?
Well, because my plan was to use the help action on Morrigan, But if that's not viable, I'll take the dodge action.
No, I don't think you can help.
If you're planning to help me attack, you apply that to an enemy adjacent to you to
Yeah.
make it easier to hit them.
So
Okay.
if you want to pick one, you could. Yeah.
Okay. I'll apply that to the one between myself and Lucius.
Awesome. So Arku, you'd get advantage on that one. Yeah, due to Zephia distracting it.
Oh, it's, the Aku was mixed up with Zarok's name on my screen.
So yeah. Awesome. So, is that your turn then?
Yes, that'll be my turn.
Awesome. Keenan, you're up.
All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move. Yeah, probably here, move 15 feet. Right here. Target this guy. Could I do 2-weapon fighting with a stone axe and a flint knife?
Flint knife's a light weapon, so yeah.
Ah, all right. I'll tap this guy.
So that hit.
19 hit. Six, and then
Just
the knife.
me with the knife because it's your offhand. So don't use attack there because just do slash roll 1d20 because you're not getting your proficiency or anything because you don't have that fighting style yet anyway.
Fighting style applies to damage, not attack.
Okay.
All right, just roll like a d20.
No.
Yeah, you
Go for it. Go ahead.
you get your full regular attack bonus. It's just the damage doesn't apply your ability modifier.
Ability. Sorry. For some reason, I almost think it's proficiency. So, yeah, no, just hit attack. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Just for the damage, it's a different. Yeah.
All right. That miss.
Yeah, it's definitely a miss. Yeah.
All right. I'll just move 5 feet or. Hold on. I'll move 5 feet right here, and I'll end my turn.
Awesome.
So if he had attacked from here, he would have had advantage from flanking, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you move
Just
like
making sure how you run.
Yes.
Right
yes,
here.
straight across. Yeah. So, or yes, on that one, other one. Yeah. Awesome. Arku, you're up. Advantage, helpful. That one, after you move in and spirit good, it is barely standing.
Ooh.
That hits. Just barely. And you manage to finish it off with the butt of your spear. That is 2 down. Rock, you're up.
All right. I completely forgot that I could fly, so I'm going to. I'm going to. I guess elevate myself. Can I
Okay.
do that?
I may have to play with permissions for this. Try right-clicking on your token, and there should be one of the boxes near the top left. Should say 0 with a little up arrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can. You should be able to set your height there.
I'm gonna go up a total of 15 feet.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, there you go.
and then I think I'm using this. I'm gonna take out my bow,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna target the uninjured one. Can I ping? Is that the uninjured one next to EB on the left side?
Yeah. Nice.
Um,
Roll that attack.
normal.
12 arrow slams into the earth right beside it. Very
Dang
close, but not quite.
12.
Okay.
I don't have a bonus action.
Okay.
Don't have anything.
Awesome.
Enter.
All right. This one's going to turn on Lucius. That's a 9, so I don't think that hits.
Does not.
Yeah. And then it blinks out of existence and reappears 40 feet to the west. So it's going to make a wisdom save to try to attack Zephia. That's a 19. They're doing real great wisdom saves.
Yeah.
Not so great on the attack. That's a 12.
12 to hit?
Yeah.
That will miss, yeah.
Okay. Same thing. Disappears, reappears 30 feet away.
Disappears, reappears, attacking Zarok in the air.
Hey, if it blinks above you, it can get you on the way down.
Yeah, I know, right? That's terrifying.
It will take falling damage if it does.
Unless
Unless
it uses the grapple to hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abby, one coming your way. That's a 10.
That'll miss.
Right. And same thing. Disappears, reappears 35 feet away. Keenan, that's a 19 to hit. I believe that hits.
Oh, that. Let me see. Yeah, that hits. That hits. So I have a 13. Yeah.
Doesn't get you much, just grazes you with its teeth. That is 2 damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right. Constitution saving throw. Hi. Oh, come on. Really? It's saving throw. Here we go.
Oh, you're fine.
So I got. Yeah, so I took 2 damage. Is that right?
2 damage, yeah.
All right.
Again, with the right-click tool I have added there, you can just click on your right-click on your token, where it says your hit points at the bottom. If you click in there and type -2, it'll take it off your hit points like that.
All right.
And again, blinks out of existence, reappears. They don't look like they're fleeing, I will clarify. They are just moving to a more advantageous position. And Lucius, you're up.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do the exact same thing here on these two. Have
Awesome.
30 feet of movement. We'll get right up on that one.
Yeah.
I will burn my last Sork point and my last spell slot. Let's see if it works this way. Did that roll?
I brought up the card.
Okay.
Yeah, the card.
17 for one.
Which one's that for? There's one.
We'll go. Since I'm facing this one, we'll do the one that's uninjured.
Awesome. That definitely hits. Roll your damage.
All right. Uh, 15 points of necrotic on that one.
Yeah, it's still standing, but just went from unhurt to looking really hurt.
And then the other one that was already weakened is a lot.
Yeah, 22. Awesome. Roll that damage.
Uh, 18 points of necrotic on that one.
And it just collapses to the ground just at your merest touch as its veins turn black, and it dies. Awesome. End your turn?
That'll end my turn there.
All right. Ebby.
It appears you said they're not running away, so we're chasing them, I guess. So I'm gonna run after this one that I've stabbed at least once.
Yeah.
See if I can do a little better this time.
Yeah. They basically teleported away, so you would have to move basically, and turn to face you. Yeah. I will say one thing I think you're all noting at this point in the combat: they're not yipping in pain or anything like that, like you'd expect a normal animal. It's still standing, but yeah, you got it good. Hits. Yeah. Empty-handed strike, and yeah, you feel something crack, and it goes down.
And that's the end of my turn.
Awesome. Zephyr.
I'm going to target the one next to Lucius with Toll the Dead.
Awesome. That's
Can it make a wisdom save, please?
certainly can.
Target 14.
Does not make it. That's a 9.
Okay.
So you all hear that little localized bong right above the head of this thing.
Right. 7.
Lucius, you especially right up in its face, just kind of see a little bit of blood from its eyes, and it collapses.
And that's my turn. Yeah.
Awesome. Keenan, you are up.
All right.
There's
I'll
one-
move.
It is turning on Ebby as Ebby moved up, so.
All right. I'll move 25 feet here.
Mhm.
Target this guy. Swing my stone axe at him. Normal. 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Normal. 6. Okay.
Ending, but start.
And flint knife. Attack. Normal.
Yeah, that hits.
Hit.
Let's go.
3 damage.
Yeah, awesome.
You're a fighter, right?
Mm-hmm. I could do.
What fighting style did you take at level 1?
Blind. Was it blind fighting?
All right.
Blind. Yeah.
Blind. Yeah,
Yeah. In my turn there.
awesome. RQ, you're up. You don't see the last one, but you hear it around the corner. Awesome.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Looking rough, but still going.
Arkham, are you muted?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Marku's telegraphing very quickly what what he's doing. So, so this is still going, and it is up now. It's gonna turn on Arku and try to attack.
Did I get skipped?
Yeah, it did.
Oh yeah, sorry, Rock. You're up.
Points up.
Rock.
Alright, I'm gonna move all the way over there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Yeah.
One guy. 14.
That hits. Yeah, that's enough. The last one goes down with, I would say, a rather unfortunate sense of. That is the end. The combat comes to an end, and you're
Oh.
sorting through your thoughts. I think at this point, in all of your heads, there is some of that implanted information that you had starts coming to the fore. Blink dogs are fey, technically. There's something that your creator, Monsieur, would know quite a bit about and would have been able to impart that information to you. And they are not aggressive like this. So there was definitely something wrong with this pack.
Mm.
You don't know what, but yeah. So, what do you do now?
I am going to. I guess we're out of combat, so I can walk up to Sophia, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna cast Cure Wounds on her.
Oh.
I'm gonna.
Oh. Well, thank you. That's alright. It was only a little bit of blood, as blood's pouring down.
For 9 health, HP.
It's only just a flush wound.
Alright. Back to full.
What happened to the bodies of the blink dogs as they died?
I did take them
Yeah.
off the map just to keep clutter down, but they are still there. They have collapsed like a normal flesh and blood creature would when it died.
Yeah. Can
I
I do like a medicine check on one of them? See if I can recognize something?
Yeah, go for it.
I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, roll as well. There's 6 bodies to check. So.
I think with
Yeah.
Lucius where he is by 2 of them, I think he's more so gonna look at like the color of the blood, see if it matches this obsidian like color.
Awesome. Make an investigation check then. So, Abby, yeah, they look sick to you, but besides that, not a lot of detail. Zephia, the bodies are well nourished.
Hmm.
They were not starving. They do exhibit some of the signs of what you would recognize as rabies,
Yeah.
but they're fey, and that's weird. You're not 100% sure if a fey creature could catch a regular disease like that, but it strikes you as strange. And yeah, they're foaming at the mouth, even though they're well fed, and we're still working as a pack. They definitely have the look internally of being sick.
Mm.
Like, I don't know how far autopsy you want to go with this, but
I'll go like deep, like shoulder deep.
so you find you definitely find that some of their organs look infected. Like, even though that they look, except for the foaming and a lather on the outside, looked healthy, internally something was wrong with them. The organs are misshapen, darkened.
Yeah. Now, like, hold one up to Rock and be like, yeah, this doesn't look right.
Yeah. I look down at the stones and I'm like, maybe there's something some truth to this.
So they're eating rocks.
No rocks in the stomach of them.
That's a good guess.
Should-
Zephia, do you want to do your ritual detect magic thing and see if there is any of that desecrated stone around here?
That one, I don't believe it is a ritual, so I am unable to do any more.
Detect magic is 100% a ritual.
Detect magic is.
Oh no, I was doing detect evil and good.
Okay. I thought we had someone that was doing detect magic, but I could be mistaken.
I don't believe. I haven't looked at your character sheets for spells, but
No.
it has it prepared.
No. Yeah, I don't have that one prepared.
So, Lucius, the one you're looking at, yeah, the blood, except for what your spells did to them, looks normal.
Normal.
Doesn't look like an infliction of the blood, at least not related to the obsidian.
Okay.
So, where do you go from here?
And just real quick, DM, I left myself a note. The other Fae with the backwards feet, is that something I would know is normal to that particular thing, or have they been warped by what as a Fae creature?
Make a history check.
Okay. I will guide myself on this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because...
Nice. So first thing that pops to mind is a practical thing. One, they're hanging out with pseudo-dragons, which are also kind of fey creatures and seemed perfectly healthy. So that's a good sign. Two, you do know, accessing, again, implanted memory, you do know that they are a regular type of fey, fairly rare. They don't belong to any of the courts or any of the politics. They're benevolent, not really trickster, just kind of benevolent fae that live out their lives and, gather, occasionally help passersby, occasionally play pranks. So rare, but they are normally like that. That's
Okay.
I think with a 22, you get the name is Duodene, Douen, is the type of fey creature they are, and the backwards feet just help them play tricks on people.
Got it.
So from here, I will say, observing the area, you were following the track of this pack to get here. There are further tracks of the pack in a variety of directions, like this was their territory, but you could try to continue following those for sure.
Was this in the direction of one of those points Lucius was seeing?
I was not. It was from one of the points the tracks led you here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The tree on the hill was the point.
Yeah.
Shall we continue following the footprints?
Yes, potentially if we can find their den, it may give us some more insight into what changed them so.
So what do we do with the bodies, though?
If someone is willing to help me, I'd prefer to maybe bury or possibly burn these, to try and avoid this infection spreading?
I'll gladly help. And Keen's gonna drag the bodies right here. All the dead blink dogs.
No problem. They're not the hugest creatures. There is plenty of fallen wood here. It's like it's late in the season. This area is very green for how late in the season it is. There's still fallen wood and brush that can be used for fire very easily.
Zarok will start collecting wood, piling them on. And
Well, while they're doing that, I'm going to start spiraling out around where we fought and see if I can identify the best set of tracks for us to follow that might lead us to a lair of some sort.
Great, make an investigation check. Yeah, it doesn't take you long to pile the bodies and find enough brush to start a fire. You find that like the knowledge of how to start a fire in the wilderness is very important to your current tech level and is something you all have imprinted in the front of your minds.
Pow.
Yes, fireball.
Fireball.
Easy way to start a fire.
So yeah, before long, you have a fire and you manage to stoke it up enough that the bodies start burning. It takes a bit of brush, it takes a bit of fallen branches and such, but Arku, yeah, it takes you a little bit, but it takes them a little while for the fire to get caught too. And you find that the best and most numerous tracks all head north. You're guessing that that's towards the den.
How late in the day is it?
Early afternoon, I believe.
The day is still young.
I would say that this process took about half an hour to gather examine the bodies, gather them up, burn them. Arku doing investigation. If you wanted to wait here for another 30 minutes, we could call that a short rest. Just saying.
Well,
Here's 4. Okay. I mean, we could take a rest here.
We could. I don't really see any need to.
I mean, we have a fire going, but
I think it smells a little bad. I don't know about you.
Process. We have a fire going. Well, yeah.
Lucius will walk up to Keenan. Keenan, do you have that gift from the gods still?
Indeed, I do. I would. Keen's gonna reach in his bag and take out the gray stone. You want to borrow it?
May I?
Sure. And I hand the stone to Lucius.
Do you know how this works, Keenan?
I used it last night. Well, a few nights. I don't know. Just how to use it is just use all. When you talk to the stone, you just keep talking because when let's just say I said hello and it ended, and the god, I forgot his name, respond, and long story short, just keep talking, explain, just all the details to the rock, and send it to our gods.
I give a very quizzical look on my face. Just kind of shrug, like, okay.
Just keep talking to the rock, and all the details, and the gods will understand.
Lucius will start talking to the rock.
Awesome.
Hello. Quick question. Why are there so many Fae here? And some are infected, I think? Know anything?
It takes just a second to get a reply. And you hear a voice you recognize as Baliness. Oh, well, it's possible that some portals to the Feywild were left open? That doesn't explain any infection, though. Please look into it.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucius, what does it say?
Really helpful.
I relay that, and I think just in the back of Lucius's mind, the villagers claimed they traveled through the Feywild. We've met pseudo-dragons, we've met these other Fey, and now blink dogs, and it's just like, this is just consistently picking at the back of their mind. There's so many Fey here. And just kind of go from that thought replaying over and over and over again. Thank you, Keenan. Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, they're asking us to investigate what's wrong with this, as I gesture towards the blink dog body. They think maybe there's leftover portals still open.
Oh, that's a problem. Interesting. Did they say anything more? Or just you had to deal with it or something?
Pretty much. That's why we're here, is to figure it out ourselves.
Oh,
I see the only way of determining this is getting to the den, but also we need to visit the other locations. Maybe gather these rocks.
it could be probably still a part of the portals or something. I'm not sure why. Just a hunch.
Could be.
Indeed. May I have the stone, Lucius? Just for safekeeping.
Yep, I hand it back.
Thank you. Shall we keep following these tracks?
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
Alright.
the group gets ready to move and heads north following the tracks. And, I mean, these animals were making no attempt to get themselves, especially towards the end. And yeah, the tracks north for maybe 2 hours.
On the way, can I be on the lookout, just for any movement?
Yeah,
Sign
absolutely.
of threat?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I'll also notice Keenan's scratch from the fight, and Keenan, I'll offer you a treat from my pack, which will give you 2 temporary hit points if you want it.
Oh. Thank you. And Keen just slowly bites into it, tasting the flavor. Like
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
It just
Starts coughing.
tastes like, what is this, hardtack? I just stuff it. He just shrugs and starts stuffing it down his mouth. So I get 2 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, how you do that?
For that, double click on your character, and under hit points, there'll be a thing that says plus temp. If you click on that, you can add a number.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Thanks.
No worries.
That hardtack tastes real good.
I mean,
It's probably real sweet. I made it in the morning. Probably took some sort of sugar cane and use some berry juice.
Oh, granola bar.
Yeah. Stone Age bread would be flat bread. It would be close to hardtack, and yeah, sweetened with honey and berry juice, and yeah. So, rock, yeah. I mean, you have flight as well, so like you're have a better view. During the trip, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Nothing else seems to be following you. In fact, the only animals you see are elk, like larger animals. You don't see any rabbits or squirrels, or not very many anyway. The area around here seems to be a little less verdant, a little less populated with smaller animals. But that could be because there's a pack of wild dogs hunting here. After about 2 hours, you find yourself at the entrance to a small den. It looks like it's big enough, like it's under a rock ledge, surrounded by greenery. And it looks like the 6 animals would have had to push in and like would have been really packed in if they all went in at once. It doesn't look very large. So it's just like dirt floor and rock ledge. And you can see some bones near the entrance of it. Looks like, yeah, smaller prey animals.
Any humanoid bones?
Make a medicine check. Some of them look like they could be small humanoid bones, but...
Okay. We'll go ahead and guide on this one. You said medicine, correct?
I'll assist you too, Lucius.
Sure.
Okay, so advantage as well.
I hope that doesn't... Oop, I rolled 2 9s.
I mean, that's...
well...
The large...
99.
Yeah.
99.
Extreme success. The largest bones you find here, you think like could be a small humanoid, but looking at it, probably a small deer.
Okay.
Yeah, none of them really have the hallmarks of being upright bipedal.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you do at the den? It's now like mid-afternoon.
These the bones we saw before had some sort of like flesh, sinew still attached to them. These are picked clean by the dog.
Yes, these are picked clean. Strikes you as absolutely normal for a pack of dogs eating.
I think we're all here kind of looking for some signs of the corruption stuff, right? It's kind of why we followed the trail, so...
Yeah. Dig a bit in the floor of the den.
Yeah.
See if we can uncover something.
Great. Yeah, investigation check.
Keenan's gonna look inside the den.
Pretty dark, soil floor.
Oh, the soil's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything in the den. Nothing among the bones or anything catches your eye.
Strange.
They must have eaten some infected animal or something like that.
Could be. So, like the den, it's just like a small den, like nothing. Like there's not like if you like go like inside the den, there's like that's it.
If one of you got inside the den, all of you being medium creatures, you would take up almost the entire den yourself. Like it is just a stone shelf that they've kind of burrowed under, and it's nice and cozy if you're a small dog.
Okay. Interesting.
I will note that like there were tracks leading to this den that Arku found. There are tracks in this whole area, on and off, that this was their territory. So this is, you've just now kind of probably found the center of it.
Was Lucius able to adequately communicate to us where the Fae had the feeling of corruption, landmark wise or anything, so that the rest of us might be able to recognize those areas?
The last area that was communicated to Lucius was far south of here, which corresponded to one of the missing hunting parties. But you've been moving away from it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but wasn't there another one that was north towards the mountains from that one?
That was the tree hill, I believe.
Yeah.
So there were 2 to the south, 1 at the berry fields, and then 1 at the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one, obviously the berry field one, moved with us, just very faintly.
Interesting. Well, it looks like.
It's potentially that these dogs were unrelated.
Or I mean, we could try and spread out and cover a bit more ground and see if we can find anything that in their area that they roam that might have had an impact on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could split the party.
Are we close to night at the moment?
It's mid-afternoon, so you have. We're in fairly late autumn at this point, so sun will be going down 8 to 9. So you have a few hours.
Okay.
So maybe worth us scouring the area for a bit and then resting here for the night to let Zephyr recharge her spells and then search under the ground that way.
I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't have to completely split up. We could, spread out in a line, with 30, 60 feet between each other and search that way.
Yeah. Okay, we can do that.
So, are you splitting up into 2s or 3? 2 groups of 3, or how are you doing it?
Maybe 2. I mean, there's 6 of us here, so
we could do 3 groups of 2.
We already essentially checked south of here, right? Because that's where we came from, right?
Correct.
So, 1 group north, 1 group west, 1 group east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what are the groups?
Yeah.
Same as the chariots?
I feel like we got. Well, yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah. I forgot who I was in a chariot with.
I think it was me and you.
Okay. All right. So.
I think I would take off with Keenan, for a particular reason.
Okay. Keenan agrees.
Awesome.
That leaves Arku and Zephyr.
Yeah.
Great. Who's going which direction?
Dibs on west.
We'll head east.
Lucius, you want to go north or east?
It really doesn't matter to me.
Alright, we're going north.
So I guess we'll go here.
Oh.
So I guess Arku and Zephyr are going east.
Yeah.
Great. So we'll start. Rock and Evie, make an investigation check. You can each roll, or one of you can roll with advantage.
I'll help you.
Okay. Rolling.
My rolls have been impressively trash all night, so.
I'm not much better.
15. So, heading westward, you find you're heading deeper into the forest, and you find some impressive trees that, fairly old, looking old, very healthy. In this area, you find less prints of, like, canine prints. Like, they didn't come this way as often. After, how long do you want to search? I assume, actually, that's something probably the group would discuss before splitting up. How long are you going to head out before heading back to the central point?
I think we'd head back before it gets dark. At least I would suggest that to
Yeah.
Keenan as we're
Yeah, try to
walking.
be back by nightfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if we said there's 6 hours, or sorry, if we said there's 4 hours before the sundown, then you'd each head out for 2 hours and head back for 2 hours. kind of
Correct.
thing.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So in the 2 hours, you don't see any large prey animals. Besides deer would be about the largest thing. The area is less disturbed by canine tracks, and there's a feeling of a healthy forest here. You don't find anything that nails down where the corruption could have come from. Zephyr and Arku, could you roll investigation?
Yeah. I'll give you guidance, Arku.
Could I use survival since we're trying to follow where the tracks are going? Okay.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you are heading towards the mountains, which are still 50 miles away or so, but getting closer. You can see them in the distance when there's breaks in the trees. The area you find yourself in gets a little bit like rockier, a little bit the soil less healthy, the trees a little smaller. Nothing unexpected or unnatural seeming though. With a 24, I'm going to say one thing you do notice that's out of place, doesn't relate to anything you've seen so far, information-wise. You see very large humanoid footprints. And when I say very large, I don't mean like a giant. I mean barefoot. Here and there seem to be making some effort to walk lightly. But we're talking someone who is 7 feet tall. And it looks like a couple sets of prints. They seem to head northwest from where you are. They don't come any further south than the path you take, as far as you can tell.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if the Lucius and Keenan might see some of these as well.
Yeah.
Good thought as you reach the 2 hours and head back. So Lucius and Keenan, survival or investigation, whichever.
Real quick, I think Lucius would be extremely distracting on this trip. So, the reason I went with Keenan, I kind of pull out my flint knife and look at Keenan. How do you hold this? I can't explain it, but, and I try and cast a first level spell, and it just like fizzles out. I can't fight. I can't help anyone anymore. This is all I have.
The gods gave you a knife?
I mean, it looks like we all received some sort of weapon, but
I could could help you. I could train you how to wield a knife. Is that the only weapon they gave you, or is there?
It's the only one that feels comfortable enough to hold.
I see. Interesting.
So I kind of probably for like the first hour, I'm like having this discussion, having a little crisis that I'm not entirely paying attention to my surroundings.
Yeah, Keenan's just like helping you how to
Essentially hold the
like,
dagger.
yeah, hold the dagger and like no, don't hold it to your face. No.
Yeah, nice
If,
very important.
don't, Lucius. How about this? Keenan will take out his flip knife. You can have this. So Keenan's offering you Lucius a flip knife, another, just in case you lose your other knife.
Thank you. I guess and I kind of stow it away. I'd assume we're probably like an hour's travel in already.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Lucius, I forgot. What were we looking at? And Keenan realized, like, oh crap, what are we supposed to do?
So I'm gonna say, yeah, you have disadvantage on your investigation or survive because you're rushed. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, well,
Uh,
I will. I'll guide myself for my survival check and
Keenan's
hope
gonna
for the
help
best.
you.
Okay,
Like,
so straight roll with
Okay.
with Keenan's help.
Okay. Perfect. I think it's 11. Where's it at? Nope. 9.
Yeah, pretty much before you know it, it's time to turn around, and yeah, to the sound of a running stream, you realize that yeah, you didn't find anything of value on this trip, but you have to head back if you're going to meet up with the group.
well, that's disappointing. Well, Lucius, we're burning daylight. Should we head back to the others?
That'd be best. And I cast the light cantrip on my knife now, as we kind of just walk through as it's getting darker.
So the group reconvenes, and yeah, have to do lunches tonight.
I want to say using the same rock as it gets darker and darker. I'm gonna use one of my imbuements. I think that's
Awesome.
to cast light on it, so it's now a shining rock that we're throwing back and forth.
Playing hot potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Perfect.
We had the fun group go west. We had the serious group go east.
You could not believe we found loads of stuff up north. It's amazing. Beautiful sight, plenty of berries. It's absolutely amazing up there.
The west was pretty luscious as well. The trees were very large. In comparison to the creatures with the backwards feet, were the trees smaller?
They were smaller than those, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, not. They were, healthy trees, but not that big.
Not huge.
Yeah.
Me and Lucius, Lucius got a new knife.
All right, but did you see anything to the north of note?
Yeah.
No. But
Not really.
it was a wonderful, refreshing walk.
To the east, we found some tracks of some rather large barefoot humanoids that looked like they were going back northwest. Are you sure you didn't see anything?
No, I think we got distracted. I was helping Lucius here with how to wield a knife.
Huh.
And Arku visibly
Okay.
face palms at that.
Well,
Hey, now.
I'm like,
Lucius needed help.
I'm like, have the knife in my hand, making hand gestures next to Zera. What do you want me to do? I need to know how to handle a weapon, because I can't do magic right now.
Poor Saab needed help. So I had to answer. It's getting late though. Gosh. Darn.
Have you ever used a bow before?
Nope. I pretty much do this, and I just keep like turning on and off the light cantrip. That's what I'm good at.
You're flashing
What
your
more?
knife?
More than just flashing. Just anything magical.
yes.
Oh, we'll figure that out, Lucius. I promise you that. There might be something in this world.
Yeah, Arku looks somewhat disgusted at this, and that's a knife. It barely even qualifies as a weapon. And I will pull out the quarterstaff I found on our journey yesterday and hand that over to Lucius. Say, here.
I struggle to lift it up.
And Keenan's gonna go over there and just help Lucius how to wield it. Like, all right.
Firewood?
Yeah.
Why are you giving me firewood?
No. Don't hold it like a bat. Like, just hold it with your two hands and don't drop it. Don't hit me in the eye, please.
While Arku has no problem showing his disgust, Ebby feels bad about showing his disgust, so he's gonna wander off at this point and go get firewood.
Awesome.
I've got some right here.
No, that's not firewood, Lucius. Come on, man.
I'm not as physically adept as some of you.
At that, Arku will wander off and find a good spot to settle in for a first watch.
Awesome. Yeah. Any other before we get to watches?
There is a trees around, right?
Yes.
Tall enough to where I can make a somewhat of a perch.
Yeah.
I would like to start experimenting with the obsidian rocks and seeing how I can craft maybe a blade of some sort. So I'm just gonna start tinkering with these obsidians.
Your large uses like a spear tip if you flaked them and sharpened them. A little big right now it uses for an arrowhead. Embedding them in a bat or something, you'd need a whole bunch more. Otherwise, it's a club with a tiny sharp edge on one part of it. So,
So, Rock, do you go far away or just kind of up?
Just
directly
up.
above us?
Just directly above.
Just call out. Just remember they're corrupted.
I'll be careful.
Please don't eat the rocks.
good advice. Yeah, during your experimentation, you realize adhesive is going to be an issue. You're going to have to find some source of strong adhesive and some sort of twine or rope that's fairly strong. Some of these things can be found in nature, but stuff like the best twine is made out of like sinew of animals that's been dried, which obviously takes a little while to make. But yeah, you make some progress on figuring out how that could be done with these.
All right.
And there's no reaction to, as long as like you're using mundane means to figure this out, there's no reaction.
Right.
So, they are seemingly inert pieces of obsidian.
Cool.
Yes.
All right, so first watch. Abby, you said you're taking it.
I prefer not to take a watch.
Okay.
Being a human and mostly blind.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Yeah, Arku is on first watch.
Awesome. Take it. Perception check, please. First watch goes absolutely smoothly. You do note that there are a lot of birds, a lot of night predators like owls mostly. Not a lot of larger creatures moving in this area of the forest, and nothing approaches your camp. Who's got second watch?
I'll take second watch.
Great. Perception check, please.
All right.
Very good.
Yeah, sitting by the fire and completely blind outside the radius of the fire. Experiences
Oh no,
much.
I've got 300 feet.
Yes, you do. But if your eyes are light adjusted, that 300 feet doesn't mean anything.
Ah, yeah, true.
You have to let them adjust. Yeah, nothing approaches the camp though. You do a great job of keeping the fire built up, and no one gets overly cold at night. And third watch.
I got this.
Great. Perception check.
All right. Decent.
Yeah. Quiet watch. Sun comes up. You realize, this was probably actually a very safe place to stay, given you probably took care of the major predators in the area already. And yeah, everyone gets a long rest. And the new day dawns. So by the morning, I'm going to say all of you are fairly charged. All of your abilities are back. You're fully healed. Yeah, you don't have a lot of sources of water with you right now.
I will then recall that we heard a stream from our travel up north.
Should we?
If we want water, I can make some for us.
You could do that?
Yes, I can. What is it? I can make 10 gallons of water.
That's not something you can do at will, though. That has a cost, right?
Yeah, that's quite an energy cost. Like I could only do something of that magnitude twice today.
So yeah, let's go north and find this stream, and maybe see if we can't find anything that we should have been looking for yesterday.
Yeah, save your energy for something.
Yeah.
A direct line to where the stream is will take like an hour or slightly less if, like moving, not investigating the area, moving with purpose directly towards it. So.
Do we even have water skins on us?
Water skin? I mean, you can take skins and make them hold water, but a capping mechanism and all that is a little more complex.
Oh boy.
So you're finding water regularly. I mean, again, you're not going to die. You're not built to die, but you'll be uncomfortable without water over an extended period. So.
I don't want my lungs, don't want my body to become a desert.
So is that the move then? Investigate, get to the stream so you can get water, and then investigate the area.
Should we check the den while we're here for any other source of corruption?
I think that would be a good idea.
Have we checked?
I have the feeling that whatever corrupted them wasn't here. Because like all the bones here are completely picked clean. Like this is them acting normally.
I had that same feeling too, except that their organs were corrupted. It's the only thing that will make me wonder if we don't find something soon. I will wonder about this place for days.
Its potential, with how we found those previous creatures that were desecrated, that they were feasting on something else that had been desecrated and that poisoned them.
Like the deer were definitely infected or something, and they were feasting off it, so maybe it transfers.
So maybe we go down lower on the food chain? What are the deer eating?
Well, we haven't
infected
really
vines,
seen...
grass. Maybe the tree was their feeding ground and it was lush, and with that being infected, you know, they were eating infected stuff. It's just weird that in the entire spot, that was the only place that was bare of anything except thorns.
Well, we found, as I said, we found some tracks of some rather large humanoids over to the east that were headed northwest. So there's a good chance we might find some trace of them near the water source there. And if there are people in this area, they might have seen something.
Makes sense to me.
Yes.
I guess we've got to come back this way if we head towards any of the other stones too. So.
I agree.
Water first, check the area, and then decide from there.
Awesome. That's the call.
Mm-hmm.
So you all pack up your... Pack up, I mean, make sure the fire's out and grab your bags and head north. Weather is turning cool. You're starting to be able to feel it, but you know, nothing extreme yet. And it's a cloudy day with the sun peeking through. And yeah, it's just slightly less than an hour. You are at a stream. And it's, you know, clear water, fairly small stream coming down from the northeast, from the mountains. And it pools in a few areas. Looks like it overflows seasonally, but at this point, late in the season, it's running fairly low.
Any fish?
Make a nature survival investigation, whichever you prefer. It looks like it's running a bit low for there to be many fish, but you do spot some minnows and very small fish.
What kind of fish?
Literally like tiny, 2-inch long, you know, shiny silver-sided minnows.
Lucius is gonna investigate like the bank for any plants with, again, because my deity told me to look for plants with healing properties or something large enough to make a bandage out of or something to that status.
Go for it. Revival, please. Right.
All right.
And can I look for the humanoids tracks possibly that might be around here?
Yeah, investigation check, please.
11 on survival.
Okay, half seconds. Yeah, with 11, you don't find anything you would find useful in this area. Investigation 23, rock. Yeah. You do find the footprints, but not at the banks of this little brook. They are further north, and they seem to be going around this brook, at least in this area. Looks like they're crossing it further to the east from here.
Okay.
You do note that there are, well, covering a little bit of area there are some pools from when this brook was running higher that are still have water in them at various points around here.
Okay. I'm gonna relay that information to the rest of the group.
I see.
So they're kind of skirting around, avoiding this area, if not by intent, by just happenstance.
Well, maybe they're also Fae and can sense the corruption.
Question, DM. Where's the footprints? Is it like our side of the bank or the other side?
If you go far enough east, which Rock was doing a wider investigation, then they are on both sides. They are crossing it. But where you are, which is where the animal tracks came to, the canine tracks, they are not. There is no humanoid footprints here. They're avoiding.
I see.
They're avoiding the blink dogs, it seems.
Could be. I mean, yeah, I don't know why they're avoiding this area, but
Right.
Any humanoid footprints in this.
It's just nothing but animals here.
Did we see any of the blink dog footprints up this far? Is this where it seemed like they came to drink?
It looks like. Make an investigation check. There's definitely some here, for sure. And this is the closest source of water you've seen to the den. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, it looks like they did come to this brook to drink. It looks like they also drank from some of the standing water. With a dirty 20, a little bit southeast of where you are now, you find a little rocky, a little rocky area where it looks like there's an aquifer that gets fed when this river is higher up in the spring, but it's still holding water at the moment. So it's a stone bottom to a small pool. And all the stone in this area that you've seen so far is pretty gray. The stone at the bottom of this pool, it looks like there are, the stone is blackened. It's pretty low right now, like maybe 2 feet. You could reach to the bottom. It's kind of brackish, but from what you can see, the stone at the bottom looks darker than the rest of the stone around it.
I'll shout to Rock, but loud enough so everyone hears. Looks like I found some interesting rock over here, and seems like some of the dogs are drinking from this water.
I'm going to fly over. Comparing that material to the rocks that I have, the obsidian. Is it very similar?
Make a nature or investigation check, your choice. You're looking through a pool that's turned a little brackish, a little, covered in fungus and such. So it's a little hard to tell. The bottom isn't super clear. It doesn't look like obsidian. It's not shiny enough, but there's definitely a coloration change. Just looking at it, you can't tell exactly, except that there is definitely a coloration change at the bottom of this pool.
It's not obsidian, but there is some differences in the stone than the normal. I'm curious why it's turning the water a different color as well.
Do we want to do the detect good and evil here?
Well, potentially, based on what you had said yesterday, I've prepared a different spell as well. If you're willing to wait around for about 10 minutes, I can spy if there's anything magical in the area that may pick up the same things without expending as much energy.
Oh yeah, we certainly have time. So
Yep.
if that works, great.
Awesome.
Okay, I will begin ritualing detect magic.
Great. Anyone get up to anything in the 10 minutes that takes?
I will start looking at the pools of standing water and see if there were any fish that got trapped in those.
Okay. Make a survival nature investigation. A lot of these can overlap for this. The one thing I'll give you for free, the vegetation and mold and fungus around the edges does seem to be similar to all the pools, where it's just like this has been standing water for a while, and lichen and fungus have started growing in it. You do find where some fish got trapped, but it looks like they didn't have enough to eat and died a while ago. But it's clean skeletons, just clean fish bones in the bottom of some of the shallower pools.
Mm.
Awesome. So after 10 minutes, the spell goes off. You see Zephia's eyes glow. Any particular color Zephia's eyes glow when they detect magic?
I think it'd just be like they're already white, so I think they just light up.
Nice. It's just brighter, yeah. Looking around, you don't sense much magic, but what catches your eye is in the middle of the different stone at the bottom of this pool is a shape similar to the other obsidian flakes you've seen before, outlined against as magic against the bottom of the pool. So the rest of the stone isn't magic, but there is something down there, and it is very faintly of conjuration magic, since you get the school with that spell.
Ooh. Conjuration. Interesting. It appears that there is a stone in the middle of the pool that is radiating a form of conjuration magic.
Interesting. I don't imagine we have any possible way of getting through the stone to that rock, or whatever it is.
As detect magic, and Zephia would know this, doesn't really go through solid stone. So this flake or this chunk of stone could be sitting on top. It may be embedded.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know until you really got your hands in there, unfortunately.
Yeah. It'd be a maximum of 1 foot into the stone, so it shouldn't be overly difficult to retrieve.
I will go and grab my quarterstaff that I had given to Lucius from him, and with Zephia's guidance, try and poke and prod and see if I can at least first move it to see if it's just sitting there, and if it is, try and fish it out.
Awesome. It's not just sitting there as knock it aside, but you do feel purchase with the tip of your staff. Like it's not part of that area. So if you want, you can make an athletics check and see if you can knock it loose. It takes 5 minutes or so of trying to find the right angle, but yeah, with just the staff in the pool, you were able to knock this shard loose and fish it to the side. And coming up to the surface, again, this pool's not particularly deep. Dragged to the edge of the pool is another obsidian shard.
Interesting.
Looking back at the stone, now that you've disturbed the area and knocked some of the lichen and moss away. You can see that the darkened area kind of fades into the gray area, and kind of is a bit streaky. Like there's kind of streaks to it in all directions, radiating out from that center point.
So it's potential that this stone was once again corrupting the area around it. Those dogs must have drunk from this pool.
That makes sense.
Seems likely, yeah.
Looking back at the original two stones we had, are they also emitting conjuration?
Yeah, while the spell's up, it's very faint. Like
Yeah.
any active magic on these stones is long gone. This is kind of residue of it. You wouldn't be able to use them to power anything, or nor do you think they have any intrinsic magic value for how little magic is coming off them.
Yes.
But they were used as part of some sort of conjuration magic.
So concerningly, this shard wasn't on the map that Lucius had seen, right?
It's not what the face scene, which if it's giving off a stronger aura, could be more recent. Even more recent than the berry.
It's also possible that the Duodene just never ranged this far, and so they didn't know about this one. Because they were showing us the ones that they had personally felt before, not all the ones that might potentially exist.
Yeah, it just means there could be a lot more of these than we thought there were.
Yes, there is. Question. The problem is, are these somehow forming, or is someone going around and planting these stones?
So to that note, I think it would still be good to follow the humanoid tracks we found and see if someone saw something.
Yes, because they were potentially avoiding this area based on their tracks.
Right, so they may know more about this for sure.
I didn't think about this before, but can I see that stone real quick? I'm gonna cast a little spell.
I think it's still just sitting in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm gonna
I
cast...
think like we just tucked it to the side.
I'm gonna cast Identify.
Awesome.
Is the 100 GP pearl something that can be covered by a focus? Because it does have a gold value.
It does. We're reskinning some stuff simply because of the nature of this.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no such thing as a gold coin at this point, so it
So
Rock has got a focus and other tools as well. So in this case, it doesn't.
I just heard that it was affected by conjuration or some way.
Identify is for stuff that, like, objects that are intrinsically magical. This item isn't. Wow. Huh. Okay. Cool. I like it when sometimes the wording throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Identify is obviously a super common, super important spell. So this is not a magic item. It is a magic imbued object. And it was created. Make an Arcana check.
All right. Roll high. Yes.
Ooh, yes.
I want you to roll that high, but it was by a ritual similar to, because identify says if the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. It was not created by a spell, but it's close enough. It was created by a ritual similar to a plane shift spell.
Ooh. Okay.
Plane shift spell, as in I'm not very familiar with that. Is that
Then, like a teleport, but from another plane of existence to here.
okay? All right.
Yeah.
So
like the Feywild is a different plane.
Mhm. So I'm gonna say, it seems like this rock, this obsidian, was, I want to say, transferred from a different plane to here.
Or,
It seems like it was affected by some sort of planar transportation magic.
it's interesting because where we found the stones, people disappeared. So unless potentially they were sent to a different dimension, and that rock got left behind from the process.
I guess that's possible. Maybe we can ask the gods if where the portals started, or if that was in their knowledge of what locations
Yes.
people came through.
They could also be sent here intentionally for some sort of purpose from another plane.
Somebody who doesn't like this experiment, maybe?
Right.
Could
Because
be.
obviously, I think these rocks are affecting the land negatively.
Well, so what begs the question is that the first couple we found were where people from that tribe had gone missing. What might be missing where this one is left behind? Are these the result of someone being transported away from here, or which seems more likely, or the result of something being transported to here?
Or they're trying to make everything like one big plane where there's no need to cross between planes. It's just all together.
But if they're left behind as creatures are transported away from here, that would at least explain why there's no trace of the hunters and foragers that have gone missing. They just vanished.
It's easy to confirm if we do follow those tracks you found, Arku, to
Yeah, we should go. I think our best course is still to follow these humanoid tracks and see if we can find people we can talk to, and maybe they're missing people, and that's why they avoid this area, because they had people go missing here.
I wanted to see if I can do like a history or arcana to see, because obviously I've got different knowledge to the character, if I'm able to access any information on the Shadowfell.
Yeah, go for a history check, yeah. Or arcana, whichever you prefer.
It's the same either way for me.
Gotcha.
Well, okay.
Something's tickling the back of your brain, but it's not coming right now.
Okay.
Are we done at the pool?
Yeah,
Took
I think so.
It took a couple of sips here and there.
From this pool or from
Probably from the stream.
From the gross one?
If you, yeah, I mean, I can tell you what happens if you sip from this pool.
From the fresh stream, I guess?
Sure. That's easy peasy, and absolutely nothing happens except you get hydrated.
made everybody nervous for a second there.
I am curious what will happen, but nah, I'm level 1 right now. Maybe later.
Come on, I'll have to test the limits of your immortality at some point.
God, twink a little bit.
Keenan eventually becomes a rabid animal.
In the introduction from the gods, they said nothing about being maimed or corrupted, as something we're immune to either. So
They might need to add a few things to that.
I have no interest in
Keenan
living as
becomes
a
the big
torso
bad.
with no control of my own mind.
Yeah. The group's done at the pool for now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are going to take a 5 to 10 minute break, and
Mhm.
then we will come back and do the last hour
All right. See you guys then.
All right.
shortly.
Sounds good.
there's plot information at stake. And I'm like, yeah, I want this player to roll high. Wait, no, not that high.
Yeah, I was really concerned. I'm like, wait, will I just blow this case wide open all of a sudden, and then?
It felt good. The 3 investigation checks in a row, 23, 20, 20.
Yeah.
No, there's more to it. There's more for you all to discover. But I think that was plane shift was not something I planned on giving you quite that early.
Right.
It's pretty sweet.
There you
I was looking through my spell list, and then I was like, oh wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's fine. We all know Rock's turning into the BBEG the longer he's in possession of these stones.
Exactly.
Just one lick from that rock, he's turned the BMG.
Just give me the stone, boy!
How many licks does it take to get to the center
Of the corruption?
Corruption.
One.
It's just rock candy.
Two.
Oh,
Crunch.
that's a really good play on words in this case.
Yeah, I mean, you have to appreciate that we have a character named Rock and another one named Lucius Stone, and we're investigating weird corrupted rocks.
That was a fluke. The campaign, that part of the campaign has been planned longer than your characters. Sometimes that's just how it works out. Love it.
I am back.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I do love that break time thing. You can signal when you're back. It's great. So let's pick up. Now that you've had a couple minutes to think about it, anything you want to do at the pool, or are we going to where the tracks were found and following those?
I think it's just down to the tracks now.
Great.
To my knowledge and recollection, through what's been imparted to me, can blink dogs take other things to different planes?
Not generally. No. They essentially what they do is a short range teleport. They do release shifts.
Sounds good. I was just thinking that might be the explanation of why we haven't seen any of our hunter bodies or gatherer bodies. That they've been taking it to other planes.
DM, real quick, what is the best way to send you a private message for this?
It's fine.
Discord? Okay.
Yeah, you can message me directly on Discord for any stuff like that.
Perfect.
There's also the whisper function here, but Discord's probably easier and keeps a better record and stuff. So
also, I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah. Just message me directly at Discord then. All right. You leave the pool. You've already found the tracks heading northwest. They're east of you, but not a problem to get to those and start.
I'm gonna look at the tracks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
What did it look like? It's just like small little tracks.
The ones that we've been proposing, the humanoid ones, or the canine ones that were around the pool.
Which I think the ones we're flying right now. Right?
The humanoid ones, then they're large. They indicate someone who is quite tall and has associatedly large feet. They're larger than any of your footprints, and they are barefoot. There is no coverings or anything, like no leather wraps. You can see, five toes on each foot, where it's, near the banks of this brook, where it's muddier, and they left good imprints.
Interesting.
Looks like they've crossed here a few times.
How fresh is the tracks?
Make a nature or survival check.
Alright, let me
Okay, so looks like within the last 5 or 6 days, they were made. Some of them. There's older ones as well.
5 or 6 days. Interesting. Keen's gonna keep following these tracks.
So they lead. They do lead like northeast, or sorry, northwest, southeast. You know where the southeast ones go. That's where they were originally seen. You've kind of picked them up further north already. So to follow them, you would be heading northwest, further into the deep forest, and towards the mountains as the mountains curve. And yeah, it's not a problem to follow them. They don't seem to be trying to be stealthy. So I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You've all been out here for a bit, following tracks and getting used to that. And yeah, these aren't people out hunting, trying to be stealthy or making any effort to hide their tracks, whoever they are. So how long do you want to follow? It's still like fairly early morning at this point. So.
I mean, it's our only real lead at this point, other than just
Going straight south.
Segments, right?
Yeah. Which does remind us, because I don't know how time sensitive these people, the village is going to be there, because they were getting ready to essentially pack up and leave because the weather. So far we've only been 2 days out, so we can assume maybe 2 days of travel to get back.
Yeah, maybe a touch less because we've been kind of going in like zigzags and such.
Very true. But
We've been going north.
we went west, then we went southeast, and then we went north.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just a little bit all over, so.
We should be relatively near to that village again, right?
The encampment?
The encampment,
yeah. You're moving away from it, essentially. It's south of here. I really have to get you all a map, but I haven't had a full day off in a bit. That will happen tomorrow, hopefully.
Interesting.
Definitely pursue this lead and get back to the village with some sort of information of what's happening to the people.
Yeah, I think potentially if we follow this to afternoon or possibly even night with no actual developments coming, maybe we should turn around.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't...
Go ahead.
I don't know that we have any information that helps them at this point.
True.
No.
There might be some dangerous magic rocks in the ground in random places. Don't go there, you know?
I mean, that would be... If they need to leave, right now it sounds like northwest is their best option.
We've also seen that the rocks have been corrupting the land, and that might be a priority to
let them know. Be wary of visual changes. Explain the tree. Explain signs and wildlife.
If we don't take them away from the land, it might over time corrupt even more. And I want to say we should make it a priority to go back to those spots and
in the south, yeah.
Hopefully those we can dig up those rocks. Hopefully they don't grow.
Yeah, so the trouble is that now we've found one where they hadn't seen it, so it's unclear how many could be buried out there.
Very true.
We don't even know who put them there.
And we don't know how they get there, so even if we go get them all, more could show up.
Very true, but we could at least make the populace that is here aware of signs, what to look for, and how to protect themselves against it. Whether that be the Fae, the village we're helping, or even now these larger humanoids.
It may also be that now that we've kind of identified at least what we think is happening, if we can further confirm that, the gods may be able to do something now that they might know what to look for.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Especially if this is happening from somewhere, some other plane has involvement, then I don't think they would look too kindly on other planes affecting their little experiment here. So, top priority. Can we get a list going, I guess? So the
Large humanoids first.
Large humanoids first, and then
Yes.
Back
see
to
where
the
that lead
village.
us. Back to the village. If that's a dead end, give more information. But we definitely do need to go back and grab the other.
Yes.
We also need to figure out a way. I don't know if you've all felt it, but the air is getting rather quite frigid. I don't know if we're prepared to survive a winter.
Huh? You're right.
We probably aren't.
Maybe
The people were.
villagers could help us out with the clothing. Maybe we turn to them. Hopefully they're still there.
That's the other concern, that maybe they're just gone by the time we return.
DM, do we know, from our knowledge of how to protect ourselves in colder weathers?
Heavier furs would be the traditional route.
Okay.
You know, take down some animals that have heavier fur coats and make more clothing out of them.
Fair enough.
I would, from where you are now, unless you wanted to swim, you'd pretty much go through that encampment, Irkian's camp, on your way to the southern points that were given to Lucius.
So, human tracks. Then on our way back, encampment to southeast rocks.
And we'll find more stuff. Maybe we know what it does to organic stuff. Plants, trees, animals. We know what it does to the water. But maybe also be aware of the general ground, stone, mountains, anything like that. We don't know how it affects people yet. We don't know if, as I gesture to rock, something could corrupt rock, just being in possession of them.
Wait, Rock, are you corrupted?
Rock, insight check on
Okay, explain it. Insight check on myself.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. No, I feel fine. I feel absolutely
Insight check.
fine. Wait, should I give myself disadvantage, Mr. DM?
Tell me.
Yes, I should give myself disadvantage. 2.
You do absolutely feel fine.
You okay, Rock?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine.
That's
Are you
good to
okay?
hear. Oh, I'm alright. I'm alright, I guess. But anywho, let's not dilly-dallying. I really want to know what these Bigfoots are.
Yeah. Again, no trouble following them. You follow them deeper into the forest. There's more wildlife here. More deer. They seem pretty skittish, but they're fairly plentiful. Lots of birds. Now that it's daytime, there's a lot of chirping. It seems like a pretty alive place. Very healthy. You don't see any signs of predation. You see a lot of oak trees, a lot of mistletoe, very green just everywhere. It's almost tinted green, even as late in the season as it is. Everyone make nature or perception checks, please.
Guide. Where's my nature?
Awesome. Okay. So, Keenan and Arku. After a while, you are surrounded by wildlife. You've been surrounded by wildlife to one extent or another since you've come to this forest. It's getting a bit weird, though. You swear that there are squirrels and rabbits that are actively watching you before they, disappear. Could be curiosity. Maybe they're animals that have never seen humanoids before, but it's not a feeling of being watched. It's you absolutely notice there are small animals watching you as you move further into the forest. Never more than 2 at a time, but
Intriguing.
Interesting. We're being watched, looks like. Fellas?
When you say that, I look around. Are the pseudo dragons still following us?
you haven't seen them all day yesterday or today.
Okay.
Seems like they took off after watching your encampment the one night.
The little creatures are very curious about us. Squirrels and the such. Keenan will look around if he'll point out which he'll point to which squirrel or some little creatures watching us.
As soon as you point to them, they scurry off and disappear, but a few minutes later, there'll be another one watching.
Oh look, another one. Yeah, something's up.
Arku is going to just keep striding forward purposefully,
Mhm.
Not showing any sign of attempting to hide or go unnoticed or anything, but also I have my spear out, but I'm using it as a walking staff. I'm not appearing threatening.
Great. Yeah. So it takes about 6 hours of travel into these woods before you note any changes. The whole time you're following these tracks, they meander a bit, but overall you're able to find traffic heading in this direction. Looks like a fair number of individuals with different sizes, slightly different size feet. Sometime early to mid-afternoon, the sun has kind of gone behind the clouds and it's kind of gray. And you see, following the tracks, Arku striding forward in the lead and quite aware that you're being watched. 2 squirrels that have been watching you for the last several minutes dart ahead of you, leaping branch to branch to branch, no longer watching you. And as you watch them move through the limbs of the trees, they jump onto a branch of a massive tree that has to be almost 50 feet around. And growing from the side of that tree is a wall. And the wall goes for 20 feet, and there's a door built into the wall. And then the wall continues for another 20 feet or so and joins up to a tree. The wall is made out of wood. It looks like a continuation of the tree. And then there's another massive tree on the other side of the door after another 20 feet of wall. So another 50 feet around tree. Like the wall has been grown out of these trees to make a large enclosure.
Oh, well, look at that.
That's different.
That's really cool.
That's that. The architecture is fascinating. I wonder how long they've been here.
Does anything in the implanted knowledge give me clues to what sort of creatures would construct structures like this?
Make a history check.
Ooh,
And 20.
look at that.
Not that high. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, druids. There's obviously a druidic element to this of nature and coaxing nature and living in harmony with it at the same time. Wood elves are a possibility, but you weren't told of any deals with the elven gods to have like entire enclaves of elves here. It's a possibility. It's a nat 20. I have to give this to you. I think the foremost expectation in your mind, especially with the knowledge now that there are probably open Feywild portals at very least here, is furbolgs. Kind of giant-ish living in nature creatures that are usually about 7 feet tall, and do a very good job of living in nature and having this sort of arrangement where they're not hurting a tree or anything to gain shelter for themselves seems very immature.
All right.
Is there a gate or something around this wall?
A door basically right in front of you, facing south. You're kind of coming from the southeast.
Should we knock?
Yeah, Arku will stride right up to it and knock.
Yeah. Keenan's gonna be right behind.
Yeah. Awesome. So, as you knock, you see about 10 squirrels pop their heads over the top of the wall, looking down at you. But you hear a voice from the inside. Well, just a minute there. I'll be there in just a second. And you hear footsteps on leaves, not like crunching leaves. They're still green in this area, but moving towards you. And the door opens, and on the other side, the door itself is about 10 feet tall. The wall itself is about 12, 14 feet in places. It's a little irregular, very natural looking. And yeah, there's a 7.5 foot tall, fairly muscular, gray-skinned furbolg, short brown hair, red nose, sort of cow-like a little bit, with like long, flat ears. This is, oh, hello there. Wasn't expecting company. Are you neighbors? We haven't been here very long. Haven't seen you around these parts before. Come on in. And he steps back and gestures for you all to enter the enclave.
Well, good afternoon, sir. You gonna let us in? Wait, you're letting us in your house?
Well, sure. You don't seem evil or anything. You look pretty friendly. Quite a variety of you, though, but we like having neighbors. We like to swap stories.
Oh, interesting. Sure. And Keen's gonna walk in there. Just a neutral face. Just heads inside.
Yeah, Arku will accept the invitation and confidently, walk in.
Yeah, follow on in.
I think Lucius is gonna take up the rear and see how they react to Rock. As he tries
Zarok
something.
is looking around, googly-eyed at all the different things,
because this is much different from the other encampment.
Yeah. Looking around as you all walk in, they are somewhat more advanced than the other camp. But it's not so much an advancement of technology because you don't see anything and particularly high tech here. They're not even wearing boots. They're not even wearing foot wraps. But they have set up permanent structures that appear to be grown out of trees. The entire area is probably almost a 300-foot area that's enclosed in these walls. Now that you're inside and can see, the interior. Several more of these massive 50-foot trees make up part of the outer wall. There looks to be at least 15 houses, fairly large houses. Again, just appear to be grown out of trees covered in bark. So it's not so much an advancement of technology as it is that they are so in tune with nature and able to use it to their advantage that they have a level of comfort that the other camp definitely won't have. And as you all enter, the furball closes the door behind you. And it's like, so hello there. I'll get some of my kinsfolk to get some food for you. My name's Petrick Dewspell, head of the Dewspell clan. We got about 10 clans in here. We're pretty new to this area. Only really been here since early spring. Hadn't met anyone else so far. Who are all of you?
I think back to the other Fae asking to get our names the next time, and I just kind of nod. A friend.
Well, that's great. We love making friends. I mean, we don't honestly use names at home either. So if you don't have them, that's fine. We'll remember who you are. That's no problem at all. Well, come in. And he brings you to a little clearing with a table that looks like tree roots just grew up and then grew into a table, and there's chairs set around it. And he sits down. The chairs are a little oversized for all of you. Maybe more comfortable for Rock to perch on with the wings in the back. But yeah, and someone appears to be heating, using some sort of magic to heat rocks, upon which a leather bag full of water is being held, and carved wooden cups. Again, magically carved. You don't see any tool marks or anything. With leaves in the bottom, and this person's pouring hot water over the leaves and handing them out to you. And yeah. And they're like, well, so are you? Do you all live in this area too? I hope we aren't. Trespassing or anything. We looked around for quite a while after we got here, and the land seemed unclaimed, so we thought we'd take care of it.
How many suns ago was that?
Oh, I mean, we're in autumn now. It would have been early spring. We haven't got the calendar or the count of the days on this planet completely figured out, but does some.
Arku will jump in and just get right to the point. I am Arku, and we have been tasked with looking into some incidents in the nearby area, and we found evidence that something had occurred at the stream 6 hours or so walk southeast of here. Are you aware of any creatures potentially going missing in that area?
Well, not going missing, no. I think I know what you're talking about, though. There was a flash of fire, and we've got some pretty strong bad feelings from the area. We've been avoiding it ever since. Felt kind of unholy and against nature, and we're not really all that warlike, so kind of just avoided the area. But yeah, we saw a flash of fire at night. We've seen a few now. Not really sure what's going on. Don't really like fire that much if it can be avoided.
So was it like a falling star sort of thing? Like you saw a flash of fire, something fell out of the sky and landed, or
Other direction, I think. More like fire coming up from the earth, and shooting up and then disappearing. Lit up the night. Yeah.
How recent?
Well, the one at the stream, maybe 20 days ago. Could have been a little sooner. I'm not 100% sure. We don't keep close track. But yeah, we've seen others all summer, honestly.
Well, we found a bunch of blink dogs next to the river, I think, an hour south down there. We took care of them, though, so...
Well, that's great. Blink dogs are great companions and really nice little fey creatures. It's good you took care of them.
Yeah, we took... we kind of...
yeah, these ones were unfortunately corrupted by the remnants of that fire you saw and had to be put down.
Yeah, we...
Oh,
unfortunately, yes.
That's sad. Unfortunately, that's how it is in nature sometimes.
And I will gesture to Rock to produce one of the chunks of obsidian.
I'll take it out.
That's what we found in the pool that the blink dogs had been drinking from, and we think that's what caused their corruption. We've found more of them in other places throughout the countryside where people have gone missing.
Oh, there are other people around here then.
Mm-hmm.
But
There are.
And, wow, that's real sad. We find out we have neighbors and then find out they're missing all in the same time.
Yeah, there's a nomadic tribe on the shores of the lake south of here. What, a couple days travel or so but they'll be moving somewhere else relatively soon. But
the nomadic, so they move with the seasons, right? Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
do so much. We're pretty set up for winter here. At least we think. We've never been through a winter here, so we'll see. But we should be set up.
Do be careful with the other neighbor. I think we counted them in the bush, where the berries are.
They were on the north side of the lake.
Right. Those are other fae. Yeah, no, we've spoken to them. We give them a birth. They give us a birth. They're tricksters. They're not super harmful, but I appreciate the warning. He called Root another furbolg, probably like 8 foot tall, very tall and lanky female furbolg with brilliant, like almost glowing green eyes, and points at the shard and says, "Could you take a look at that? See, they said that corrupted some blink dogs fairly near here."
Oh.
And she nods and she casts a spell.
We do have a bunch of corrupted roots, I think. Sophia, do you have the roots as well?
I don't believe I kept the roots.
Who kept the roots?
I think we
management.
Oh no. I don't think I have the roots.
Someone did anyway, but yeah, she casts a spell and she looks at them. She says, "Right, well, those are definitely desecrated. I don't know that they would, on their own, just corrupt a pack of blink dogs. But I guess if there's something in combination, we should be able to purify them if we wanted. Take a couple days, some ceremonies and stuff, but we could get any corruption out of there.
One of the obsidian was at the bottom of a pool, and I think, based on previous knowledge, another obsidian was at the base of a tree that had thorns for roots, which is abnormal, in my knowledge.
That's right, abnormal. I mean, I can think of some plants in the Feywild that have that sort of thing, but they're the kind of plants that try to eat you, and we haven't encountered any of those on this planet. It's one of the reasons we thought about sticking around.
I remember someone cut one of the roots off. So assuming someone actually took it, we could show it.
I cut the roots.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, they show the same corruption. She's like, yeah, no, we could definitely purify all that if you wanted.
Yeah. I mean, these obsidian are gonna cause some big trouble. I think there are more of them.
Well, now that we know what to look for, if we come across any, we'll take the magic right out of them. That's not a problem.
So you were saying you don't think one of these alone would have been enough to corrupt a pack of blink dogs if they were just drinking from the water it was laying in?
I don't think so, but I don't know what magic put it there, brought it there, created it. That magic maybe could corrupt stuff. This looks like any magic left in it's almost a coincidence, like a spell component. That this is like the leftovers.
Well, I did try and find out the properties of this, and I figured out that it was used or associated with some sort of planar teleportation magic. So I wonder if maybe this was a component, and that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like I said, we saw fire shooting up, so wherever they're coming from must be pretty warm.
Do you know off the top of your heads where you saw the fires? And
most of them were south and east of here. There was a couple to the west and a couple to the north. The ones to the north would almost been in the mountains, I think. It was pretty far away. But on a clear summer's night, and from the top of the trees, we can see pretty far.
About how often did you see them?
Oh, never more than one in a day. Pretty spread out. I'll be honest, it wasn't really troubling us, and we didn't really keep count. I wish if we'd known you'd be coming for that kind of information, we would have tried to be more neighborly and kept it for you, but it was all over the summer since we've been here. We thought it might be part of just the nature here, but it wasn't something we were familiar with or really wanted to muck around with.
No, that's quite all right. You've been quite helpful.
Smiles.
And it's gotten late at this point, right? Because it took us like 6 hours to get out here.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be able to make it back to that.
That's unfortunate.
Anything before dark.
Oh yes. I think we didn't. I don't think we introduced ourselves to you.
So like I said, RQ did. And any of you want to give your names, we'll take them. We like knowing them and how to refer to you. We don't really use names at home, though. The name I gave you It actually was given to me by the elves, and you know, since I'm kind of a spokesperson, I
Elves?
not here, not when we were in the wild.
Ah, understood. Well, for my mistake, just call me Keenan.
Nice to meet you, Keenan.
And I'm Zarok, but you can call me Rock for short.
Well, that's a good name, Rock. I like nature names.
Thank you.
So, tea is served. Yeah, it is getting late. He's like, if you want food, we'll be setting up for dinner just any time now. You're welcome to spend the night. A little bit cozier here.
That's very kind of you. I have a quick question. I
course.
saw you serve this tea.
Yep.
How did you heat up the water for it?
Oh, we just use little druid magic to heat up the rocks, and that way there's no fire, no accidental flames, and nothing burns that we don't want to. And you can put, a stout bag just on the rocks, and it'll heat right up.
Would someone be willing to show me how to either make one of those bags or willing to trade for one?
Oh, for sure. We could definitely help you with that sort of stuff. I'll be honest, we only use animal parts like leather when we have to for something like these bags that have to be heat proof. For the most part, we mold plant material for what we need, but it does a good job, keeps us plenty warm in winter, and but yeah, it can certainly show you. We probably have spares around. I'll ask over dinner.
I would appreciate that, thank you.
Not a problem at all. Are you folk planning on living in this area? You gonna be our neighbors?
I expect we'll be traveling around a fair bit.
Well, again, we haven't spent a winter here yet, but with the mountains the way they are, up on two sides, and then there's ocean to the west. If you go far enough, I think we're gonna get a lot of snow, and it'll be pretty cold. We seem to be pretty far north, so if you do travel in this area, definitely you're gonna want to make sure you're equipped for winter. If you need some help with that, we could downsize some of our winter clothes for you. We really do like being neighborly, and you all seem pretty pleasant. You seem to be trying to help the forest out and help other people. That's admirable.
That is currently our main focus, although I haven't put much thought into the future at the moment. So it would be I appreciate the warnings.
It's just a guess, but we've been on a few planets now, and in the Feywild, and the Feywild's right unpredictable. But here seems pretty solid. But yeah, that first winter's always a doozy, just because you don't know what to expect.
I don't mind having winter clothes.
So, great.
I'll take some, if that's alright with you.
So as he says this, and you look at what they're wearing, none of them are wearing leathers. That bag is the only animal thing besides antler that you've seen anywhere here. All their clothes appears to literally be somehow grown out of plant material. Very green and brown, but it does look fairly thick. So yeah. Dinner is brought out, completely vegetarian, nuts, berries, boiled roots, boiled vegetables. Looking around, you can see they're pretty much empty at this point, but they have small gardens set up inside the walls in several areas. Like kind of every little house has its own, decent-sized garden behind it, and a lot of very fresh. You're almost guessing magically purified water. Yeah, it's a very it's a light dinner, but I mean your immortal bodies eating is almost a luxury and does help you heal and such, but you know, hunger isn't a major issue for you. Do you have any other questions for them?
Lucius will ask, have you run into useful plants on your way up here? You seem to know your way with the local flora and fauna around here.
We're getting to know it, yeah. Don't know it super well yet, but we're getting by. What are you looking for?
Anything that could be of use to us? Something to, I don't know, help with a cut, or if someone falls sick, gets bit by something that makes them deathly ill.
Right, well, I mean, I can tell you what to look for. What we have a lot of right now, we have sphagnum moss. We call it blood blanket in the Feywild. You can make dressings out of that will help the healing real fast. Other than that, whew, I mean, primrose should be flowering right now in this area. Haven't seen any right around here, but that helps with.
I did find some to the south.
Right. Yeah.
But the moss sounds amazing. Any particular places or how to identify what it looks like?
Shows you a dried sample, and it hangs off of trees in areas where like it's very moist. And it's like, yeah, you can just kind of scrunch it up and get the juices flowing and put it on wounds, and it heals up right quick. A little slower if it's dried, but it still helps. And gives you a description of a few other things to look for. I think mechanically how we'll work that is that the next time you're out and about and searching, you'll have advantage on your check to find stuff. So make a note of that and remind me if I forget.
I will approach Keenan and ask, may I use the stone?
Pardon?
May I use the stone? Sending stone.
Keen is just distracted. He's just eating his food. Like, oh, my bad. And Keen gives you the stone.
So I will take it, just off to the side and say, discovered remnants of planar teleportation ritual, desecrated chunks of obsidian left behind, Furbolgs report seeing fire spouting towards sky, currently sheltering with Dewspell Furbolg clan.
Okay. Almost immediately you get a response. Oh, we have Furbolgs now? Oh, that's wonderful. We didn't bring them here. I wonder how they got here. Well, the fire seems not good. We can't block off the entire planet, so investigate, please?
What did they say?
I will return the stone to Keenan and say, investigate further.
I know the Furbolgs have been not paying much attention to the fire, but I'll ask sort of again. Have they have any way to predict them? Any sort of pattern they've seen?
Oh, well, I mean, actually, we really do look for patterns in stuff, especially on a new world like this. We didn't really see any patterns at all. Have you found any patterns? Like, you said folk are missing. What kind of folk?
Only humans so far. Only humanoid so far.
Some hunting parties, gathering parties.
Yeah, that's not really.
Yeah, not really a pattern. Some were, a half dozen or more. Some were only 2 people picking berries, in every direction, basically. The only pattern we've found is at every site we've looked at, there has been one of those rocks there.
Right. Well, now that we know you're interested, we'll certainly keep an eye and try to have that information for you. Least we can do as neighbors, but I don't know what to tell you right now, I'm afraid. And yeah, if you have more information you could tell me, I might be able to make something out of it, but I would be looking at maybe exactly what sort of folk are missing, but yeah, we haven't met this other group, unfortunately. I wish we had.
The only thing we can tell is, so far we've met them. They've traveled through the Fae, but they're not Fae themselves. And from the sounds of it, no one here has gone missing. No one at the south end of the lake has gone missing. So it doesn't seem to be targeting Fae.
No, that's right. I mean,
So the
ready.
blink dogs are Fae, and they were at least affected.
Correct.
Yeah. We aren't rightly Fae per se. Our ancestors would have been. We're mostly in with the other mortals at this point. But we're quite friendly with the Fae. The whole respect for nature thing and living in harmony, at least with some Fae. Not all of them do that, I guess.
My guess is we're headed back to the encampment if you wanted to travel with us and meet the other people before winter comes.
Well, you said they weren't sticking around, so we have a lot to do before winter comes, but maybe you could tell them where we are, and then they could come visit us in spring when it's safe for them again.
Do you think you could shelter a nomadic tribe for the winter? They are definitely not prepared because of the disappearances.
Oh, I wish we could, but most other humanoids eat a lot more meat than we do, and like our supplies don't really, I don't know that they'd keep other people healthy.
There's also it's a fairly decent sized tribe. It's not just a few people, so.
Yeah, if it wasn't our first winter here, I might be more sure about it, but because it is, I mean, if they're real desperate, we would certainly try, but I just can't promise without more information.
I will give them basically all of the information that we've discovered so far about how in the berry clearing there were 2 people. One of them seemed to be able to react and took a step away before their tracks disappeared. And then the bigger hunting party, there was actually signs of a fight with canines, which was most likely the blink dogs. But there's no traces of bodies either being there or being taken away or eaten or anything like that.
Well, that is rightly a mystery. I don't really know what to say to that. We'll keep an eye out, but none of that sounds familiar for any beast that I know of.
Also, the stones we recovered from the berry clearing and the hunter's clearing were both actually buried a couple feet down in the ground.
Right, so that seems intentional then. Like someone would have had to do that, not just like a result of someone showing up here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like something that's just left behind sitting on the ground once the effect goes off, because these were buried, and they were buried a couple feet deep. It wasn't just natural soil erosion covering them or anything.
Right. So, huh. Well, that doesn't seem good. That seems like maybe there's someone out here who means harm to a variety of folk.
And I believe that's why we're here, is to figure out that.
Right. Well, that's a good purpose. That's worrying. I hope you do take care of yourselves. When you first came to me, I was thinking, sort of natural things that could be doing this. Not. I mean, I'm quite out of my depth if it's some sort of intelligence or something like that.
Indeed. Should we stay here and rest up, or we should head to the campment?
It's already
So-
nighttime here. We're getting close
yeah,
to
you're right.
nighttime.
And I'm back. Maybe. Hello.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, what's up?
Um,
I mean, if you don't mind, we could stay here a little bit until morning.
Absolutely welcome to stay, and we'll get you fitted up. We run some people who stay up all night, just to watch over everything. Like in nature, some people are awake during the day, and some people are awake at night, and we do the same. So we'll get your measurements, and we'll get some winter clothes downsized for all of you. And then hopefully we'd love to see you over the winter. And when we're stuck in here, when it's really snowing, it'd be really nice to have some company.
Do you mind me asking, where exactly did you emerge onto this world?
Oh, west of here. Big portal to the Feywild. Yeah. Lots of tracks around it, but most of them went in and then back out, or out and then back in. I guess depends which way you're going. But, some came this direction and other directions. We kind of scouted around until we found this place, kind of like it. There's a stream, north of here that runs down out of the mountains. It's pretty strong, feeds a small lake. Think it must have been here a while, and it's nice, clean water, so...
About how far away is that portal?
Oh... I mean, it was a ways. This forest goes pretty far west. Something like maybe 1,000 miles.
Oh, okay, a very long ways.
Yeah, no, we've been traveling. We traveled for a bit before we settled down.
Good to know. Thank you very much.
So yeah, you're all given cozy accommodations for the night. If you think of any questions for them, they can be asked in the morning over breakfast. But I think we'll call the session here. Seems like a good break point. Everyone levels up to level 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
yes.
we want you all rolling for hit points, but re-roll ones, because ones suck. And yeah, you can do your...
So have to roll, but re-roll once?
You can
So
take
an average, or...
You can take average if you want. Sorry, yes. If you want to take average, take average. Otherwise, you can roll and re-roll ones. Depending on how you're feeling. And
Could we do it in D&D Beyond?
do it in D&D Beyond, absolutely. And once you've updated your character sheet in D&D Beyond, let me know, and I will re-import the changes over to Foundry.
Roger that. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And you can all add winter gear, winter clothing. That's a primitive winter clothing to your inventory. And you're all dressed come winter in browns and greens and look like you're wearing the forest floor, but you'll be warm and cozy.
Winter clothing? We had to add that in our inventory?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Hey, I got a 5.
Nice. Yeah. everyone just message in Discord during the week if you, or let me know at some point when you're done your level up, and I shall re-import so Foundry is up to date.
Do we just go back into the character builder and just...
Yes. Yeah, edit character. You can knock your character level up to character 2, roll your hit points, and then you go into manage hit points and add the number you rolled. It'll automatically add your constitution modifier for you.
Cool.
Yeah, make any choices you need to make for that level, and you should be good to go. If you let me know you're done, I'll look over, and if there's any problems, I'll fix or let you know so we can fix. I like using. I know it's a bit of extra work having D&D Beyond and Foundry separate, but it means it's really screwed up in Foundry. D&D Beyond is still kind of like the pristine. We can pull all the info from their master source. Comes from working 10 years in tech and wanting backups for everything. So.
Hey, I got a 4 on my fusions. Oh boy, guys.
Yeah, nice.
How you roll? Can I not roll for health or?
In the character editor, you could roll here if you wanted to, or physical die if you have one handy.
I'm just gonna take my averages.
Sure.
I'm not gonna roll. It's alright.
Let's go, Edie.
Yeah. Not bad.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. And we pick up next week. Same as always. Message me anything on Discord if you need. And
Okay. Yeah. All right.
and yeah, I'm sure